Welcome back, guys. Vegas Top Dogs YouTube channel, college football update. I'm Tony K. We got Sniper Wes over there. They have a 4-pack coming for you. 4 college football winners. Hopefully they cash for you for Saturday's college football slate. Sports Equinox is here. We got baseball, hockey, NBA, college, and NFL action. One of the most exciting times of the year. I'm looking forward to it. Wes, welcome back.
Yeah, well, you forgot CFL and UFC, which I actually do as well. So this is the one time of year where I have to literally hide out right here, and I do nothing but put in plays for the next 2 weeks. It's just an insane time of year, but it's a lot of fun. Basketball just started. Well, NBA started last night, went 2-0 on the NBA hardwood. That was quite electric. That was really cool. And I'm looking forward to college basketball, too. College basketball, I crush it every single year, so really looking forward to that. But for now, we talk college football.
Oh, make sure you get to the gym, get some cardio in. You know, you'll be sitting in that chair for a while with all these sports going on.
No kidding.
Well, the first game I'm going to take a look at goes on Saturday. Where is it here? There it is, BYU at Iowa. Now, BYU's off that big win against Utah. I mean, that was the Holy Roller battle there, and they're off to a great start. Who would have thought they're 7-0? When you think of undefeated teams, BYU sure doesn't come to mind. They've started off with a soft schedule, but they've played some tough opponents lately. And Iowa State also played a much tougher schedule. They're 5-2. They've always had a great home field advantage where they play extremely well. So I think a lot of emotions last week for BYU with the big win at Utah. You know, their freshman quarterback, Bear, Backmeyer, now he has to go on the road. So I think it's going to be a tough spot for him. Iowa State, if you remember, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were ranked as high as 14th. They did lose a couple games, albeit I think they were both 3 or 7 point games. They're both very tight. So they are a very good team. Their quarterback, Rocco Beck, is very good. I think he'll shine in this one against a ranked opponent. Give me Iowa State minus the 3 in this kickoff, which goes at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday.
There you go. I've never heard. So that was Utah and BYU. They call that the Holy Roller. Is that a real thing?
The Holy Roller game? Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. I've never heard it referred to it like that before. It's funny, man. I've spent some time in Utah before, in Salt Lake City. In fact, I bought a shirt there, and nothing against Mormons or anything, but I got this shirt and wore it for a couple of years. It said Salt Lake City, a small little drinking town with a Mormon problem, which I thought was kind of funny, but nothing wrong with you Mormons out there. Just that's what the shirt said, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I like the home team. Both quarterbacks are playing well, 9 touchdowns each, 3 interceptions. So their stats are pretty equal. But I think Iowa State at home, especially after BYU with it's a big rivalry game for them against Utah. A little bit of a letdown spot.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What do you got,
Tony? I'm going to jump over to the Big Ten. I'm going to look at UCLA here in Indiana. It's always funny when I say I'm going to the Big Ten and I bring up UCLA. Just it feels sacrilegious, you know what I mean? But UCLA is in the Big Ten now, like it or not. You got to get used to it. Times change, right? But
so is Oregon, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, a lot of teams. So USC as well. Anyway, so I'm going to go UCLA. I'm going to take the points here against Indiana. So it's a lot of points, 25.5. So UCLA, obviously, they've looked a lot sharper lately with Neuheisel as the offensive coordinator. It's kind of funny. I mean, why wasn't Neuheisel the offensive coordinator to start the year? I know that, Deshaun Foster was the head coach, and he was just, a deer in headlights. He was not a good head coach at all. But it's just kind of funny they can flip the switch like that. One guy comes in and completely, pivots the program 180 degrees. As far as at least offensively, right? But Indiana, I get it. They're a powerhouse, but this just isn't their main focus. They have bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? Why would they care about UCLA? Obviously, Kurt Cignetti, he got 8 years, $93 million. It's a lot of money. Does he have somewhat of a coaching letdown here because he just got paid? Maybe, maybe not. But it's just two teams with different sets of motivation here, right? For UCLA, this is like their Super Bowl. They get to play an extremely high-ranked opponent. They're going to want to show up here. They're probably not going to win this game, but I just think it's a game where Indiana, maybe they win by 3 touchdowns, maybe even by 24. And I just don't think Indiana cares. I think UCLA cares a lot. I think they hang around. and they hang inside that number 25.5. That's 3 TDs and a field goal last time I checked my elementary school math. So I don't expect too much of a blowout here. Give me UCLA plus the 25.5.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the UCLA Penn State game, similar spread, and they pulled the upset against Penn State. So could happen again. UCLA's been hot. Guys, make sure you give us a like, subscribe, thumbs up to these videos. Any comments, add them down below. Wes or I, definitely give our opinion if there's a certain game we didn't cover that you may have your eyes on. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. Any comments, we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Also, be sure to visit our website, VegasTopDogs.com, for our premium plays, free picks, sportsbook bonuses, and more. Not only are we on the site, but other hot handicappers as well. And with all the sports in full swing, there's a lot of valuable information on the website. All right, second game I'm going to take a look at. Texas A&M at LSU. A lot of people are saying, LSU's coach, his job is on the line. He can't win the big games. One thing he can win, though, is at night. How about LSU? What is it, 18-1, their last 19 at night? For some reason, they play extremely well at night. They'd have a tough game last week against Vanderbilt, but this Vanderbilt team is very good. So I think you got number 3, Texas A&M. LSU's ranked number 20. I'm going with the home team here. Let's go with LSU at home. They play well at night. They're very good at home. Both defenses are very good. I do like the LSU defense. They gave up a little more than usual last week, so I think they're going to bounce back in this spot here. They're currently plus 2.5. It may go up to 3, as the week goes on. But it's a juicy home underdog here with LSU. 2.5, 3 points. I like LSU to pull the upset here over number 3 ranked Texas A&M.
Yeah, keep in mind, last year, A&M won this game. They beat LSU 38-23. So, Tigers have some revenge. They're going to want to get them back, some payback time, right?
I hope so. Who's your fourth and final game you got?
So I'm going to take a look here at Vanderbilt and Missouri. This game is in Vanderbilt. So Vandy's just rolling, right, Tony? They're 6-1, 5-2 against the number. They beat the aforementioned LSU last week. They beat South Carolina earlier in the year too. So a couple of impressive, SEC wins. They hung tough against Alabama. Well, I don't know if they hung tough. Actually, I don't even think they covered versus Alabama, but they didn't get blown out, right? Right. Missouri, they're 6-1 as well, so they're playing quite well also. But one thing to keep in mind with that revenge angle that we just talked about with LSU and Texas A&M, Missouri has won the past 4 head-to-head matchups against these Vanderbilt Commodores. So the Commodores have a lot of revenge here. Diego Pavia, he's a different kind of dude. He's a southpaw, really good quarterback. He's very disciplined. He's all business. Prabula, the Missouri quarterback, he struggled last week against Auburn. And I think that can kind of carry over here a little bit. Vandy, they're kicking what and taking names this year, and I like them here. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Vanderbilt Commodores over Missouri. By the way, College Game Day is in Vanderbilt and Nashville here for the first time in College Game Day's history. So a lot of noise around this game, right? It's a big game. Yeah. I think Vandy shows up. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with the Commodores.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best Vandy teams I've ever seen. I had them last week. I had a big play on them last week, and they're a good team, offensively and defensively. And they get another home game as well. And I'm sure the fans will be rocking. Is that an afternoon game or night game? Do you know?
I think it is in the evening, actually. I think East Coast time, it might be 7 p.m. I'm looking right now. I think it is later.
3:30. Yep, I just found it's 3:30 game.
Okay.
All right. Tell everyone where they could find you on social media.
Yeah, well, you can find me over at Vegas Top Dogs. Have all my action over there. Big UFC card coming up again this weekend. CFL, NBA just started, NHL, Major League Baseball. You can find me on Twitter at the Sniper Picks. I never know whether to call it X or Twitter. Most people still think Twitter, and you say X, and some people don't know. I don't know. But I'm over there on that platform at the Sniper Picks. And you can catch me doing these videos with TonyK every single week for Vegas Top Dogs, the #1 sports consultant in the business. Always a pleasure to be here with you, Tony. Break down some college football games, and hopefully we go 4-0 for the viewers.
I hope so. Thanks for joining us again this week. And as always, good luck with your action.